Cubones are ill-documented. Where's the skull of its deceased mother? It always wears the skull of its dead mother, so no one has any idea what its hidden face looks like. When it thinks of its dead mother, it cries. Cubone pines for the mother it will never see again. If it is sad or lonely, the skull it wears shakes and emits a plaintive and mournful sound. The Pokédex is incomplete. Don't you ever wonder what its face looks like? Don't you ever wonder what happened to its mother? What made the female Marowak die? What do you think its face looks like? What do you think happened? It's simple. The Cubone has no face. It doesn't need one. The Cubone has its mother's. There was a trainer out there. She's very jovial. She's a happy girl and always kept a promise. Perhaps too perfect. Like every other successful trainer, her Pokemon loved her. She treasured one Pokemon, though, over them all. She'd had the Mightyena since she was little. Her mother caught it for her when it was a Poochyena, and she named it Spike, albeit the hound being a female. They were perfect for each other. When she was old enough to leave the nest, she did. She brought Spike with her and explored for a while. Nothing could separate the two. One day, she found an out-of-the-way daycare center. She'd been traveling in a deeply forested area, looking for some new Pokemon so she could one day become strong enough to face off the entire Elite Four. After all, that's what Red did, right? By the by, where was he? We digress. The forest she was in had a strange overpopulation of haunters. It was difficult getting to the resting spot she had discovered. Her team was winded. She hoped there was some way to heal in this daycare. She entered it without suspicion. Inside was empty. The walls were barren, a bed torn in some areas. The floor was dusty. Her eyes traced the entire room slowly, in slight awe at her discovery. An abandoned house! Amazing! We could bet she thought that. She was that nature after all. Then her eyes wandered to the middle of the room to spot a round shape. It was an egg. A Pokemon egg. Her Mightyena was out of its Pokeball, sniffing from behind her and whining a little as if something bothered it. The dog was already skittish from the ghost types everywhere, so the trainer ignored her Pokemon's behavior with a stroke on its head and a reassuring smile. Nothing could calm its feeling, so, of course, the trainer went to pick up the egg. She brushed the top for dust, but there was none. She was likely confused, but like all trainers, set it aside. Poor thing, she probably said, in a cooing tone, thinking the little light inside must have already gone bad. Unhatchable. Maybe. She was interrupted by a jerk from inside the egg. Knowing her personality, She's probably thrilled and relieved now. She gently wrapped her arms around the egg. Her mud hyena tried to catch on with her spirit, but it wasn't working. It knew something, but couldn't say. To keep its trainer happy, it faked a perk up. "Think we can make it, Spike? This little bit of life needs our help." They went back to the nearest town, keeping the egg intact. The trainer had cuts and bruises, and Spike had kept itself up, not being well affected by the ghost's attacks. Though the trainer was injured, she was giddy. Maybe the egg would hatch. At the rate this story is gone, the trainer must have thought that. Maybe she said it aloud some. For weeks, the girl obsessed over hatching the egg. She babied the thing and pretended like it was her own kin. She spent plenty of money on incubators and the lot. Each day, the egg would jump as if something was ready to come out. Eventually, and surely, it did. The trainer called her team out of their Pokeballs and had them sit around the egg with her as the shell cracked and crumbled, a brown paw punching at the covering furiously. It made a few noises. "You..." Pause. It sounds confused or upset. "Q. Q." It made a small, curdled grunt. "Q. Boo! Cubone!" Now, the Pokédex is incorrect. It should say several other things. It should say that, at birth, a Cubone's voice is shrill and screaming. The Pokédex should say that at birth, the Cubone has no face whatsoever. Instead of a face, the Cubone's head is bloody and uncovered. Muscles, skull bones, and severed veins from the shell clearly visible. It has no weapon at birth but its claws, which are sharp and deadly. They fall off when they receive their mother's skull. It should also say that you should never be anywhere near an egg with one in it as it hatches. Stupid, stupid girl. You can now imagine that this jovial and happy-go-lucky trainer is now joyless and scared for her life. She never heard such a loud noise. Never. Her ears feel like they may be bleeding. She probably screams too. Her Pokemon are panicking, not sure if it would upset the trainer by attacking the strange thing coming out of this egg that her trainer had adored for weeks and hesitantly shouting back at it. The Cubone peeks out of its shell. Blood dripped onto the floor around the useless egg. Its eyes are frenzied, looking for something to cover its head and end the pain it goes through. It first spots the girl. The Cubone leaps up at the girl, digging its claws into her chest quickly. It's trying to climb up and get to her head. He aims for her jugular and a few other places. The girl is panicking, tripping over her Pokemon and furniture. Her blood is dumping out like mad. Some of her Pokemon try to help, but a menacing glare from the Cubone keeps them at bay, and they can't bring themselves to run. The Cubone screams in unison with the girl, but the girl's screaming is curdling and fading. She's gone, and now all is quiet, except for the Cubone, who is scraping away at the flesh on her face. Her bone is becoming visible, and he likes that. He is now carving out her eyes, digging out her brains, and finally, his work is done. He yanks the girl's skull from her body and tries to put it on. Doesn't fit. So now, he's trying the other Pokemon, killing them off one by one. Ponyta, Pidgey, Pikachu, and a worthless Caterpie. Now his eyes dart across the room for something else. He sees you.